have the ATMs of Vuyol Zungula. Your reaction?
What the ANC has done today is actually vote against holding the president accountable. Remember, what we're voting for today is to establish an inquiry that will determine the facts, look at the investigation, call all of the witnesses. What the ANC has done, it is saying the president is above the law, the president is above the constitution. You'll recall a few months ago, there was an ad hoc committee that was proposed by the House so that to look at the entire Phala Phala scandal at a broader perspective. The ANC even then said no. Even this Section 89, they are saying no, meaning in the eyes of the ANC, Mr. Ramaphosa is above the law and Mr. Ramaphosa must not be held accountable.
It's interesting what you're saying about the president not being held accountable, contrary to what your colleague here behind you, Mr. Ronald Lamula, was saying in the House. I'm going to ask my colleague to just bring him in so that we can have this discussion about what he says versus what you're saying. Mr. Lamula, Mr. Zungula, I want to get your... Okay, well, he wants to do it separate. Clearly, he does not want to have that.
My facts across things.
So how do you respond then to what he said? Because he's saying the debate in itself allows for accountability on the side of the ANC.
Look, a debate is part of the process of accountability. The full process of accountability lies in establishing committees that will deal with the matter. If you check today, we debated for about an hour and a half. You can't possibly tell me in that hour and a half whereby political parties were making speeches, prepared speeches, we've gotten to the bottom of the Phala Phala matter. What we want as the ATM, it is for the entire citizens to know what happened at Phala Phala. It's been 6 months now. Not even one person can confidently say we are well aware of the facts relating to Phala Phala. And we cannot be waiting for the Hawks, SARS and other investigative units because all of them, they are appointed by the president, they are accountable to the president. Parliament is accountable to the people of South Africa. It is this process that would have enabled South Africans to have confidence that we've got a working parliament that actually oversees and makes the executive to account.
Now, what is your next move? Because this has now gone the other way, which is the opposite direction to which you wanted, the proceeding of the Section 89 process. We know the EFF is going to take this matter on judicial review, the system of voting. What are you going to do following this?
Firstly, the decision by the Speaker not to grant a secret ballot, it is an irrational decision. We debated before the start of the session as to how many members of Parliament were threatened from the ruling party, including opposition. So that is the first. The second thing is that it is an irrational decision for Parliament to say, let us not investigate someone, whereas an independent panel set up by Parliament said it is worth it for Parliament to actually look into the matter. So we are definitely going to court as well to make sure that we establish and entrench the culture of accountability in our country.
So you're taking the decision of the Speaker not to allow a secret ballot on judicial review?
Including the decision taken today by the House not to further investigate the President for what happened in Phala Phala.
Just briefly touch on the issue of death threats on MPs.
Mr. Nyonso and Mr. Olomisa received death threat last night saying should they vote in support of this motion, their days are numbered. That was in the public domain. Mr. Nyonso opened a case, there's a case number. That case number was also shared with the Speaker. The Speaker at the start of the session knew very well that members of Parliament have received these threats.
I see that thank you so much for your time. The ATMs of Vuyol Zungula saying that just like the EFF, they will be taking the decision of the Speaker not to allow for a secret ballot voting system to court.